Maybe, hey,
Why do you panic?
the way you, Papa, you know Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it pretty.
Watch Johnny's bite.
You know, I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Maybe, hey,
Why do you panic?
the way you, Papa, you know Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it pretty.
Watch Johnny's bite.
You know, I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Maybe, hey,
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup runneth over, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Friday. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. And Juma Mubarak to all our Muslim brothers and sisters, those who are out there performing Hajj, and those who are here getting ready to also celebrate the big Eid that's coming our way. I want to say thank you to Sona Fashions in Tamale for my outfit this morning. And they put Burberry and some caramel and khaki together. It's all beautiful, made in Ghana. I consider that a homegrown solution. So please call Sona on 0246 590 162. 0246 590 162. They're in Kuko in Tamale, but they deliver across the world. And sunlight is coming, so you know where to get your jalabia. I want to congratulate the Black Stars of the Republic of Ghana. Yesterday, they did us a lot of good in Mali, and they shined the light one more time on the African nation called Ghana, the gateway to Africa. Congratulations to the Black Stars for not embarrassing us. Congratulations to them, because I think that since Lai Kingston got in and decided to go out because he was not happy about a thing or two, he actually had won almost all his games, save one. And now Otuado is leading. But Imani, West Africa's Franklin Kujo, he had something to say. And I think he's repeating something I said some time ago when Otuado came here the first time. The president of the republic called him and told him that, well, we won't allow you to go. And then I remember making a statement that the Otuado, as a coach, shares the name Ado with our president. Otuado, Nana Ado. Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So they share the Ado. And I said there's a thing or two that he could learn from Otuado as a coach. Because when Otuado saw or sees that he has players on the field who are tired, who are not performing, who are not delivering, he actually pulls them off and substitute them with fresh energy. So find me Franklin Kujo's his Facebook page. There's a blue screenshot of Franklin Kujo's Facebook page. Let's read aloud so everybody knows that this is not me. It says, Otuado lesson in leadership for the other Ado. When you have exhausted your normal cards, make critical changes to bring on your aces, not repeat clunky replacements. Nanado lost us 8 plus 8 years of our lives. When you have exhausted your normal cards, make critical changes to bring on your aces, not repeat clunky replacements. Nana Ado has lost us 8 plus 8 years of our lives. That's 16 years of our lives. This is what Franklin Kujo of Imani Africa thinks. Now, we will get on to another matter. But yesterday, the court ruled, and you know the ongoing ambulance trial, the court ruled So I'd gone for a crowd assistant council meeting of the Guild of Servants of the Sanctuary, and I was returning home. And right in front of the gate, one of my old neighbors asked me a question. He asked me what happened in court, and I narrated it to him. That, all the applications that were put in by Ato Forsing and his team and Mr. Jakpa and his team that they want a mistrial, discontinuation of the case, it was struck out by the court. And then he said, but I heard that the judge had an advice for the Attorney General. I said, yes. That said, the court advised the Attorney General, or the judge specifically advised the Attorney General to excuse himself or recuse himself from the matter because he had shown professional misconduct and, stuff that were not ethical, etc., etc. I'm not quoting verbatim, I'm just paraphrasing. And then the old man asked me why the judge was advising instead of giving a directive or direction. I said, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I won't pretend to be one. But the judge has the law in her bosom. The judge is knowledgeable. The judge is revered. The judge is intelligent. And this is what the judge chose to do. That she chose to advise instead of direct. Then he said, but a few days back, when the public started talking about this matter and the parties interested in this matter started making public pronouncements, we saw a press release from the Attorney General's office, we saw press conferences from the NDC and the MPP. The judge, prior to that, had given them a stern warning and given a direction as to what they should do and what they should not do. So why didn't a direction come? Especially when professional misconduct had been mentioned in there, unethical behavior had been mentioned in there. Why was there an advice and not a direction? And then subsequently, there was an advice also to the other side that if you feel uncomfortable with this, you can go to the General Legal Counsel. When, in fact, the actions of the Attorney General could possibly affect the outcome of the case. This was what he asked me. I said, boss, I am not a lawyer. Neither am I a legal luminary. I don't have no law in my bosom. I am only saying what happened in court to you. These opinions that you are expressing, which I'm sure many other Ghanaians have expressed, are yours and yours alone. So please, hold on to it. Good night. Can I go to my family now so that I'm not held for contempt? And then I left him. I don't know what you think, but you can think what you may. This morning, there's an NHIS conversation that I want us to quickly have. NHIS, National Health Insurance Scheme. You know that in the past few days when Dr. Baumia announced that persons with kidney issues can have free kidney dialysis. In fact, there were categorization though, but I mean, it was made as a blanket statement. It only when the people got in there that they got to know that, well, this is it. There's an NHIS chart. Please put it up there for me. Then they went in there to say that, oh, no, you have to pay a certain amount of it. And then the hospital, not this one, NHIS. And then they said, well, you have to pay a certain amount. They said, oh, no. We have not received notice from Accra, so we are waiting for it. Kofanoti said so, Cape Coast Teaching Hospital said so. And then when the question is asked about the sustainability and whether or not this whole free dialysis thing is not like the free water, free electricity, which we have to come back to pay, and the question is asked about this sustainability and whether it is realistic, etc., they say, oh, what alternative are you proposing? Because it has never happened before. Now it is going to happen, and you are asking questions. Of course, we must ask questions. Because we have seen that over time, there have been things that have been done, and then when you ask questions, you are literally shut up to say that, shut up, what is your alternative? And we have seen that the things have gone down south. A typical example is planting for food and jobs. We can't afford the food, yet we have sunk so much money into it. A typical example is one district, one factory. We have sunk so much into it, yet we can't see the factories, and the job losses and the unemployment rate is rising. And a typical example is one village, one dam. We can't see the dams. The dams themselves are thirsty. A typical example is a year of roads, another year of roads, a second year of roads. The roads are pothole laden. A typical example is Agenda 111. Up until now, 2 years or so after the deadline, we don't have a single Agenda 111 project. A typical example is school feeding program and digitalization of same, where parents could even monitor the food from wherever. We know what problems the schools have had. A typical example is the suppliers owed. A typical example is the exchange rate gold for oil. Too many of those initiatives, when you talk, they say shut up. But we have seen that the things have led us into a ditch. So as for this one, We will talk about it because, you know, the people have to be informed so they are not confused. This is the state of your health insurance scheme. And there's a specific law that governs the health insurance scheme. A law that says that if you go into a supermarket and you buy your whatever it is, and then you are charged 2.5 NHIL, aside your COVID levy, aside your VAT, aside your get fund, whatever it is that you are charged there, whatever is charged to you, that 2.5 is deducted and put into an account. And then in 30 days, or after 30 days, that money has to go to the NHIS. When the deduction is made from your SNIT contribution, 0.5% of your tier 2 and then 2% of your tier 1, it goes straight into that account. It is well defined. How is it that NHIS or NHIA is now owed? Government is indebted to NHIS to the tune of 2.4 billion and counting, because we are still moving. So where is NHIS going to get the money to take care of this free dialysis initiative, which people are applauding, but we're asking for the sustainability and the real intention behind same? Look at the chart. 2013, 2014, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Facts no lie. Downward trend of NHIF, National Health Insurance Fund, releases in millions of Ghana cedis. In 2013, 59% of what was accrued was released. 2014, 75% was released. So there's always a shortfall. They never give 100%. In 2015, 73% was released. In 2016, note it's an election year, right? 86% was released. Then you come to 2017, it's just around 70%, if you will. Then we come to 2017, you can have 77%. 2018, it dipped because after election, no campaign. It dipped to 32%. And then it went up small to 57% in 2019. Came down to 32% in 2020. Further down, right, to 6% in 2021. And then zero, nothing has been paid in 2022. Meanwhile, each time you buy, whether it is fuel, banku, you sleep in a hotel, wherever it is that you go, they charge you NHIL. And you pay. You pay. So where is the money? Because this, we all agree that we had to take these monies, deduct them for the benefit of the people. The people who cannot take their passports to travel outside the country when they have small health issues. The people who are now discussing whether PhD is much more valuable than Dutch visa or vice versa. Because now people are now saying that, well, PhD is useless. Forgive my French. They would rather choose a Dutch passport. Because if they have a Dutch passport and they live in the Netherlands, their health insurance scheme money will not be capped, will not be collateralized, and will not be chopped, will not be stopped. It will be paid so that when they take their card to the hospital, they will be given a better treatment. That's why people will choose a Dutch passport over a PhD certificate. So this is the state of our health insurance scheme. Now you ask the question, if in 2022, 0, 2021, 6%, 2020, 32%, even in an election year, I'm sure we'll come and blame COVID and do the raps. But we were still being charged. Even though COVID was there, we were still being charged and we were paying. We even added COVID levy. Where is the money? And did Dr. Baumian know about this before he went making those promises? Where is the money? There's a Nigerian cleric, Sixtus. He's wearing an agbada. Play his video for me, please. That video is nice. Play the video for me.
Ordinary thief and a political thief. What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame. What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success.
So now you know which thief, according to the pastor, to choose. And you know the difference. You are either a victim or you are a conspirator or collaborator. You are either a victim or a collaborator. Show me the tweets from back in the day, Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum. Yesterday, I watched a live Facebook feed, and I'll share some of them with you, about how there was a grand scheme to take his bank away from him, even when cabinet had taken a decision that his bank should be helped. But this is what Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum said before the elections in 2016, 15th of April, 3:51 p.m. He said, "We must vote out the Mahama government and bring a leader who can create the enabling environment for businesses to grow and create jobs for our youth. We must vote out the Mahama government and bring a leader who can create the enabling environment for businesses to grow and create jobs for our youth." 286 people retweeted it. 854 people liked it, because at the time that was the mood of the nation, and at the time that was the kind of conditioning that had been put in the minds of the people. And I want you to have the pastor's word in words at the back of your mind. I want you to have the pastor's word at the back of your mind. You can add Dr. Mensah Otabel's on that. We decide the kind of leadership that we want and the kind of nation that we want. And if you choose bad leaders, you get bad leadership and you get a bad nation. I'm paraphrasing. There's a Facebook post as well, Dr. Ndum. Please put that up for me. And then we'll play one or two of the videos and call it a morning. Yesterday, when I listened to him, I was near tears. Because this is a man who you can call an industrialist, right? Here's a man you can call an industrialist who has created an industry, employed a lot of people. At some point, he even said in the tape that he had to give off houses that some of his companies build as the real estate wing of his companies, his conglomerate. They have to give off houses. They have to give off fridges and TVs, which his company, built. When the monies that were there had run out. The Facebook post, please. The monies there had run out. He had to do all of that. And I shared two notices for you. One, authored, according to Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum, by Nana Santi Bedieto, Executive Secretary and nephew of the President of the Republic of Ghana. Are we still talking about family and friends? Good morning, Nana Kumia. And then another, a memorandum, first of all, written by the cousin of the president, Kenneth Kuntunkununku of Oriata. Are we still talking about family and friends government? I'm sure that we don't want to go there to have that conversation. But it was a big issue in 2016, family and friends government. It was a big issue. Today, I remember the last time Bolare asked Mr. Gabi Otridako what family and friends. Oh, they have gone to school. So those of us who have not gone to school there, or those of us who went to school but our school there is not considered school there, Charlie. This is what Dr. Indum wrote. He says, why build huge fancy hospitals but cannot pay the nurses and doctors and not even the trainees? Why build schools when teacher trainees cannot be funded and teachers are not paid sometimes for 2 years? Why build fanciful flyovers when the rest of the roads, including the one leading to the cocoa, cashew, rice mining and other productive areas of the country, remain dangerous? The answer is clear. These are meant as vote-getting projects, meant to take the people's mind off their daily misery. This ploy is not working. In the 11th hour, President Mahama now realizes that the youth needs jobs. He is promising 3 million new jobs. This after 8 years of our people losing jobs due to factory closings and doomso. When the president borrows money to build factories that soon becomes dormant like the Commander Sugar Factory, it is time to send him back home. Enough is enough. As a result of their failures, the NDC and President Mahama have resorted once again to unprecedented vote buying and use of taxpayer and donor funds to campaign. NDC surrogates are all over the country, especially in areas they considered safe in the northern, upper east, upper west, Volta regions, begging the people to forgive them and give them another chance to reward them. This is a sign of a failed administration. This is not working. This is Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum. Onyame or Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum onan kase. Doc, Memawacho, good morning. I am sure that Doc knows by the electoral record since 1992 that all the smaller parties put together, sometimes even rejected ballot and spot ballot gets more votes than all the smaller parties put together. No be me talk am, he did it. So some believe that when Dr. Indum was making these statements in 2016, he was actually not targeting to get the votes in the interest of the PPP. That he was vociferously campaigning against the government then in power for the MPP or on behalf of the MPP. That is what some people think. If you like, go on social media, type it and ask them. They will tell you. Doc, into maybe so, Mr. Mibisa. Mpoto them change na. Efre, change roaba. And now they change fufro or the oba. Them change ne keno. Them nyamana nzamana complaining about no. Mpoto asasa na don say. Na yente de aka bibia afa ho. Sisi ya dere kan bank ho asem. Onna kweba. But ewie bank ni nsem na. There make say 2016 because in Yuma in you all those things you spoke about, they are not there. Inti doc you better unka and we should forget about it, that you can explain later. Let's look at the electoral record. NDC MPP parliamentary historical performance, and I played that video before we wrap up. NPP 1996, they had 3 seats. NDC had 14 seats. In 2000, NPP had 8 seats. NDC had 9 seats. In 2004, NPP had 16 seats. NDC had 2 seats. In 2008, NPP had 8 seats. NDC had 11 seats. In 2012, NPP had 7 seats. And then NDC had 16 seats. In 2016, the NPP had 19 seats. And then NDC got 4 seats. Now take me to 2020. We know what the tabulation is. 2020, NDC had 13 seats, NPP had 10. Let's look at the presidential results. There's the presidential results. After 23 out of 23 constituencies declared, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo had 602,101 votes. That represented 52.71%. John Mahama had 524,000, and 38 votes, representing 45.87%. The effect Now, play of your choice, 60s. Any of the videos of Dr. Indu. There are 2 videos there. Play for me. Play just of your choice.
Here today, but just to make the point, here is a communication. Okay, here is communication signed by Nana Bediatu Asante, Secretary to the President, to the Minister of Finance. And it says, this is 24th May 2019. The title says Group Indom Contractors. Okay, it says Group Indom Contractors. Okay? And what it is saying is that you are respectfully reminded to initiate payments due contractors who finance some projects that were undertaken by some ministries, departments, and agencies, MMDAs. You will recall that at the recent cabinet meeting, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, requested for update on validated projects, especially those that were executed by contractors who took monies from GN Savings and Loan Company Limited and Gold Coast Fund Management, all entities of Group Indom owned by Dr. Papa Kwesi Indom. Then it goes on. It says, this has become necessary because of the intelligence picked up by national security that any further delays in paying monies due Group Indom and its affiliates to enable them pay their customers and clients will affect our electoral fortunes in the 2020 general elections, particularly in the central region. So everybody understood that indeed you pay us, we pay our customers. Our tune hasn't changed. Pay the contractors, pay us, we pay our customers. Now, if everybody knew this, why did they then, knowing that the state and its agencies owed us, why did they harass us like this? Why did they go and spread all sorts of things for customers to rush on us, to demand their funds? Which financial...
Now, this is the first video. There's a last video that will close of a scheme particularly engineered by Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta. This is a confidential document. You just play it. Play it.
Institution can survive a rush on them. Which one? Data Bank? No. Fidelity? No. GCB? No. Nobody. No one. And instead of solving the problems, today you will hear a minister of so and so saying, some banks are going to collapse. You will hear the vice president. He said some of it. You hear people from the central bank saying, if you can't bring money, then your bank will go away. Why? A bank that they themselves knew and still know today was owed by government and its agencies. If a debt to government is not good, what debt is good in Ghana? Why do people look for sovereign guarantee when they are giving us monies? Finally, I'll just show you one thing here. This is dated July 26th, 2018. As I said, I have many of these documents, and they are not just in Ghana. We have put them everywhere. There are many more. There are many more. This one is as a result of this memorandum submitted by the Minister of Finance at that time, Mr. Kenneth Kuntunkununku Ofori-Atta, to ask Cabinet to agree for GN Bank to be collapsed, for its license to be taken. I have read this memorandum. This memorandum doesn't consider that it was the biggest bank with the widest distribution network in Ghana. It didn't consider that we were providing monies that was banking services that was increasing financial inclusion in Ghana. It didn't recognize that we were supporting financial development, economic development in Ghana. Didn't recognize all of those things. It just said, these people, they are causing us problems. And therefore, it might affect our political chances, so let's shut it down. What led to the liquidity crisis? He refused to pay us. He paid others. He refused to pay our contractors. And they thought that maybe if they paid the money would come to me. And I've been telling people everywhere, that money, it doesn't belong to me. It belongs to customers. I've even said before, in writing to Jubilee House, that if you don't want to pay me, let's sit down and agree who is owed and pay them directly. Pay them directly. What is left, you give to us. Why wouldn't they mind us? Why would they even don't want to talk to me? Why?
Well, I'm sure Dr. Kwesi Ndum knows the answer to his questions. And I'm sure you also know the answer to the questions. But there's a confidential letter in which cabinet succinctly said that don't collapse that bank. Go and work with the leadership and the stakeholders or shareholders of the bank to see how they can be saved. But no, somebody had a grand scheme and an agenda to say, go after them. And I told you, the first letter he read, there's a political twist to it. And I've showed you the political record. The political record. The political record. And all of the instructions, is it not strange? That comes from the Jubilee House for some of these key stalwarts are all towards election. You remember the Kumfi people that I gave you a deputy minister, MP, you decided to vote against him, so I forgot about you. Go to Mepe. He said, oh, you people don't vote for me. If it's because of elections, I wouldn't have come here. Even though he did that belatedly in a winter jacket in the heat. Togbi Fiti, he says, oh, is he the one to tell me to go and open the schools? He should go and open it himself. Later, he went to open. There are too many examples of those things. And I ask myself, are they just power drunk? Or what? Good morning. Please call me. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Odewale.
International.